Okay, so I'm very, very sloppy, and I essentially forgot to record the past half hour or so. But I'll just try to summarize what I've done, and then I'll get on to the next one and actually record the roll process, because that's where the biggest value is. So essentially, what I've done is I've switched to a pure HTML, CSS, JS REPL because I realized I'm just stupid. I mean, again, you know, of course, it was a suggestion from Ghostwriter as well, right? That I could use React, but then it kind of makes sense in hindsight because there are libraries out there that allow you to probably, or you know, someone's probably done like a quantum circuit component thing that you can just integrate into your React application, which is kind of fine, but that's not the point. We're trying to build actually that thing, like I haven't been coding seriously for like over 10 years now. So this is, then I'm like, oh crap. I mean, you know, you of course you can just go the canvas way, right, and then do this kind of stuff. So I switched that. I started playing with these. Pretty cool actually. There's one limitation though that I found, or maybe it's a bug, and I'll see if I can find a way to report it inside Replit. Whenever Ghostwriter was trying to give me a longer piece of code, it kind of got truncated without any. It just gets truncated. But then it's easy if you kind of ask it to complete the function that's truncated, then I actually did it. So here it gave me the full function, and then it's very nice to see how. I mean, you have to figure out a way to work and interact with the AI, right? So it's not like that. That's kind of, if you go in with the mindset of like you're just gonna, you know, you're just gonna pose a problem, it's gonna build it for you. It's definitely not there yet, but I don't think that's the point, right? The point is it's like a pair programmer. So you've got to do the application design yourself. You can ask for advice. It's my assumption, which we will do later today in the next session. But it's really nice because it also kind of gives you this. It kind of has this prototyping feeling, right? Of first I asked it to draw four horizontal lines, and it actually did it without the for loop, right? And then, but then I asked it like, how can I make that configurable, the number of lines configurable? And then you just basically replace that, right? So it's just, yeah. So I guess it's gonna be fun. But so far, well, it is actually fun. But so far, this is what I have. So if I run it, I have these where I can drag the square, and actually it does clip into the lines, I believe. Sort of, but it does not delete. I can drag and drop it, but so mouse up is not done yet, and then it does not delete the previous position, obviously because this is very low level. I haven't asked it specifically not to give me, not to use any specific library. I'm 100% sure there has to be some kind of library that actually abstracts away all that low-level click, drag and drop within a canvas and stuff like that with geometrical objects, because essentially at the end of the day, what I want, we want to have something like this, right? So you drag and drop it, and then it kind of clips into these, and so it basically you feel you paint a square like that. It doesn't even have, it's not even an object in and of itself. It's just coordinates, right? And then on mouse move, it clears that position and that's it, but it does not really clear. So this is the clipping stuff, which again, now I see it's just hard coded to the first lines. So I'll probably need to update that as well. So how he reacts to this. Can you also update the line clipping code accordingly now that we can have multiple lines and configure them? Let's see what it does. Yeah, anyway, so okay, so actually it does it in a for loop as well. I'm not even gonna read that. Let's see if that works. Check if the squares over the line. So I think that is just basically replacing, like, I think that this refactoring, this is pretty cool actually, the way this works. Let's see if that works. Oh, it clips it it kind of clips it to all of them. That's a funky effect. Anyway, that's fun. So I think it's what I'm looking forward is to see how how's it gonna work when I say, cool, now we've got some quick prototype. I want to just basically, what I want to achieve today, if possible, is just have some basic, lines, number of lines I can configure, and then a couple of different boxes I can drag and drop and then place somewhere, and that's it, right? Yeah, maybe even, it seems like these have predefined kind of also positions, right, within the line, because essentially you organize these things kind of like that in columns as well. So, but not the bigger ones. We'll just stick to like the single square components. And then once I have these, before I move on and implement all the other funky stuff, the sort of, I'll try to see if we can take a step back, refactor, and use some kind of library for these instead of just having, because this is pretty low level. I mean, I'm fine with it, but I guess I'm not so sure how much efficient this then will be. Essentially, you are not going to build big circuits anyway. The computational part is going to be the fun one. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait a little bit. Maybe I don't really have to actually go and use a library that might just add an overhead. We'll see. But definitely, we need to kind of package these into some kind of objects. I don't know. We'll that's kind of what I've been doing for the past like 20 minutes or so. I just basically was going through this. I switched to that, and I kind of went through a couple of iterations on how to implement the mouse down, mouse move. It was interesting to see that, like the solution it gave, right, with the two functions. First, despite the fact that actually it knows you're working with a canvas, it did not really tell me that I need to pass down the events to the canvas as well, which I obviously didn't remember. But then when you ask, it's like, hey, it's not working. What's not working? And then it's like, oh, maybe you can just the thing needs to be passed down. Here you go. So you need to add the listener. So not passed down, but basically linked to the specific function. So when there's a mouse down in the canvas, then you execute this function. Yeah, so I think I'm getting the gist of it, as in like how to get it to give you like good answers. It's actually pretty awesome. It does feel like for someone like me, and for someone who's not working with this kind of stuff very often, like I know the concepts of Canvas and JS and all this kind of stuff, right? But like it would have taken me at least twice the time. It's my gut feel. Yeah. So I'll close this short update here, and then I'll upload an actual full video later today. Yeah, feel pity I actually forgot to hit the record button for these, but looks good. See you next video. I'll put all this stuff into a playlist probably and share that. So see you.